Welcome to the Dckriver channel.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Dckriver channel. So we have our first event coming up tomorrow in Manchester, Tennessee. It's called Old Timers Day. We planned a little bit in advance for it, kind of a little last minute. But in this video, we're going to go over some of the things that we packed, show you the booth, some of the setup, possibly some interactions with some customers, some other videos will be in the future, basically just tracking the entire process. So Dckriver Coffee is our brand. We run a coffee company, hopefully one day in the future, going to be global coffee company, going to be in Walmart and Amazon and Target, wherever you can find coffee products at. So this is the logo right here, some of the merch, Dckriver Coffee. Make sure you check out the link, will probably be down in the description, Dckriver Coffee, to go look it up. Have one of the vehicles packed a little bit in our garage.
It's already packed.
So
we have a lot.
We have a lot of stuff packed to the brim.
Yeah.
Plan on being a lot of people there as well.
Yeah.
So when we first registered for it, we didn't realize how many people were going to be there on the thing, but it ended up being like 128 booths that were available for, or people that are going to be there. There's also going to be a parade. One of the rules there is setup starts, I think it's 6 to 9 a.m., which is...
Well, we have to be done.
Yeah, we have to be done by 9 o'clock, and then at 5 p.m. we can start tearing down our booths, but you have to stay until 5. It's like a vendor courtesy thing, so that's fine with us. You know, it's going to be the first chilly day of the fall season. I think we got a high of 65 degrees or
62 now.
Okay, 62 degrees tomorrow. So we're gonna be having hot coffee and cold coffee, snacks for people to have. But we'll give you all a breakdown of some of the stuff as well, and then also probably gonna break down some of the items that we purchased in anticipation of this event itself. So probably gonna skip forward. Next you'll probably see some B-reel of what's going on and some of the stuff for setup.
Yeah.
All right.
This is rich. Not rich.
Alright, it's already done.
No, it's not. No. It's going to be going on for probably 5 days.
All right, so we've made quite a bit of sales so far. There's a lot of people here. Cleared out some of the stuff so far. So a little setup that we got here. We also got visitors. Rosa came, Whitney came, Cordell came. Woohoo! Also have a customer, so be back. Or not. But yeah, so that's how it's gone so far. It's been a pretty crazy morning so far. Definitely been interesting. Some crazy lady that was talking to us this morning, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
All right, see y'all later on. Peace.
Okay. Okay, so it's been like
Wait.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, so let's
And
talk
how we
about our
feeling?
experience about our first vendor setup. So we got there, and there was this lady, this pregnant lady, who was a butt to us. Her and her husband came and parked directly in our spot, and we're like, get over it. We're unloading our stuff right here.
Yeah.
So next time we know to get there early
Get there early.
to avoid conflict.
Yeah.
Another thing, lessons learned from doing the vendor thing is what we were selling. So we were selling coffee and didn't realize that we did realize prior we were the only coffee
Yeah.
person, but not understanding that like people drink coffee really early in the morning. So like as we were setting up, people were asking us for coffee. So we were like, it's not ready. We're not set up. So I think we could have made a little more sales if we would have been there early and already set up and had the stuff there while people were setting up.
Yeah.
Secondly, it was very windy, and so
Very windy.
trying to get the canopy to not blow away. Luckily, the items on our table were heavy enough to not
They should blow
over, but there were some stands, like the girl next to us had a clothes stand. The clothes stand girl. Yeah, her stand blew over
a bunch of times.
She was struggling to try to get her stuff down. I was tall enough to grab the metal part, but it made it awkward when talking to customers because I was like holding the canopy down.
The entire time, yeah. You were holding it like.
Another lessons learned is a lot of people wanted, well, not a lot of people, some people wanted samples.
Yeah.
Some very cheap people wanted samples. So there was a lady who came and she was like, oh, your coffee is $5 a cup. That's too much. And she just walked away. But there were other people who came like with their cups and wanted to sample it and then just critique it and not buy it.
And it made no sense.
It was like, okay, you want the coffee, you want to sample it, but you're not sampling it to buy it. You're just tasting it and walking away. Right. Which,
it made no sense
it makes no sense at all because we wasted cups doing that because we didn't have sample cups out of a courtesy. I think Tay's under the impression that we need to get like sample cups.
We need like the ones.
I say no to sample cups. We just don't offer samples. If you want to taste it, you taste it, you buy it. If not, then it's not for you. It costs quite a bit to try to roast the coffee and to buy the coffee, so we would essentially be wasting product trying to get people to sample it. And also, I didn't see a lot of other people at stands giving samples. And the person that was giving samples was a guy across from us who had a barbecue sauce. And he didn't really sell much, but it was because people were sampling it and that's what they wanted. So it was like almost in their mind, they got the sample and they were like, oh, well, I don't have to buy it now because I already got it.
Right.
And like once you kind of give the customer the
That's what they
power,
got.
the power to be like, okay, now I have this product and you lowered your price
Well, now.
because I got it for free now, then yeah, I got what I wanted, so I'm gonna leave. So I don't think that samples is a good thing unless it's like in a corporate sense where, you know, like you're in a major retailer and, you know, like you go to Sam's Club or go to Walmart and there's samples because your product's already on the shelf and people are already in that store to buy that item. But kind of like at a pop-up, I don't think samples is really a good idea because it kind of gives the cheap people a reason to be cheap. Like,
yeah, it does.
They feel vindicated of like, oh yeah, well, I got that product and, you know, it really wasn't that good. But then you also have those people who we had 2 customers who got the coffee and I gave them like, we had 3 different types of coffee. We had our country roast, which was a cold one, our big city, which was the hot dark Colombian roast, and then our western roast, which was our medium Guatemalan roast. And I gave them a sample of all 3 of those and they just like critiqued them like crazily the whole time. But then they never bought anything. They were like, oh yeah, well, I don't think this is for me. But their opinion, they could have deterred other customers, if that makes sense. So, like, they could have been like, oh, well, I went and tasted that coffee and it's not that good. But they didn't buy anything. So we lose, you know, exponential amount of customers based on their opinion because the people who they talk to assume they bought the coffee. And they're like, oh, well, I don't want to buy the coffee. So, you know, if you tell me it's nasty, I don't want it. But they didn't buy it. So you kind of lose on both ends, opposed to some people who, you know, bought like multiple cups. We had a guy who was a biker who bought a cup in the morning, and then he was like, oh, this is really good, I'm gonna buy another cup, and bought one in the afternoon. And him coming back for the second time, both times, there were people who were...
There's actually multiple ones like that, though.
Yeah, well, both times he came, there were people who were interested, and he was like, hey, guys, this is really good coffee. Yeah. So we didn't have to say... or like promote it. They were like, oh, well, if this guy's saying it's good, then yeah, we'll definitely try it. Like it kind of mitigated their question about, oh, I need a sample. It was like that guy was like, yeah, this is really good.
Right.
And then also there was some people who like bought it for one person. Like one guy who worked for Dunkin' Donuts, he came and drank it. And I mean, he came and bought one for his wife, and then he came back and got one for himself. And so those are the customers that I think I like the most because they are like, they try it and then they figure out they like it. Right. And they come back and get like either another one or get a different version of it. The sample people, I'm just going to nip that in the bud. I can't do the sample people anymore either. Market-wise, we sold like almost all of our bags of coffee.
Yeah, we sold a lot.
I thought was shocking. We didn't really sell much of the food items. So we had cookies, which you may have seen in the video.
Oh, we had the bread.
We had 2 different breads. We didn't really sell much of those at all, so we'll probably cut back on those this time. Probably just do 1 container each. Yeah. The hot coffee sold more than the colder coffee, but that is because it is fall.
Yeah, and it was already cold outside.
We did roast quite a bit of coffee, so we had a lot of coffee left over. So that was something as well. We didn't sell out, which was a great thing. We still have cups that we can use. Another lessons learned thing is just getting weights for the canopy.
So to hold it down.
That we can hold it down. I think our setup worked.
Yeah, it worked pretty good. We have a wagon that we bought. The only downside is that a lot of the items that we have take up our vehicle space, and so we have 2 kind of small vehicles. You know, one day when everyone buys all this coffee, we can buy.
Into the future, we'll have a bigger vehicle or like a commercial grade van or something we can throw everything in and ride together, which would be really nice. And then also, you know, this is a learning experience kind of for both of us. So I think we've
never had a job together where we've worked together, so
it's actually kind of nice.
Yeah, it was nice, but like learning each other's strengths and weaknesses.
Like,
I'm a very one-track mind, social engagement person.
It's like, yeah.
And so when I talk to people, I am engaged in talking to
one
people.
Conversation, yeah.
I'm not the worker bee person.
I'm
the social person. And Taylor is the worker bee person and is just running back and forth getting stuff done. And so for me, it was difficult to try to disengage from conversations and be like, oh, okay, well, she really needs me to like put ice in this cup because she's struggling. That was something that I didn't know prior. But now we know, okay, I'll try to keep some of the conversations short because some of the conversations were from people who were not buying items, but they just wanted to talk and know more about your business. And
that's okay, but it's like,
that's
it's fine
now. You know, I'll tell you the story of the business and what our plan is, how we roast stuff, you know, what our goal is for the future, you know, what our next quarter one is going to be. Like, I feel like those are items that I can talk to you about all day, but if we're in the moment of trying to get things out, it's kind of difficult to manage both of those. One thing also that I liked was just talking to everybody. Everybody that passed by the booth, I said hello or good morning or good afternoon to. And, you know, you did have your customers who would, like, look at you and like, roll their eyes, or, like, you would say something to them,
and they wouldn't say nothing back.
Completely ignore you, but they talked to the vendor that was next to you. And, you know, it may be a race thing. It may not be a race thing. I don't know, nor do I care. But it was just definitely something to look at. Also, with us being a coffee company, we do... in the area that we were at, have a Black Rifle Coffee, which is kind of like a large corporate entity. They have a really good vision statement, I guess is what you call it, or mission motto. They do support veterans and veteran affairs, which is something, you know, in the South, it's definitely big.
That's a big thing.
But I think with our brand, you know, eventually we would have to compete with a company like that, being a smaller brand going into bigger things. But I think just focusing on our core demographic, you know, I don't want to give the product to people who it's not for, if that makes sense. So, like, if you taste the coffee and you're like, oh man, this is really good coffee, and that's the coffee that you like, then we're the person for you. We'll talk to you all day about, like, hey, what are some better ways we can expound, what are some flavors. I know a lot of the people really wanted some coffee, but they wanted decaf, so that was definitely something that I think we're going to be adding to our product base here pretty soon, is decaf. And their justification for decaf, like, it never crossed my mind. Like, when I think coffee, I think caffeine. I need the most caffeine possible. But
their health,
there were a lot of older people who were like, I can't because of my health drink coffee that's not decaf. So it wasn't like they didn't want to buy it. They really wanted to buy it. They came up there and they were like, here's the money, but they were like, oh, it can only be decaf. So that's something, you know, that it was nice to learn that, because you know, being in a silo, just roasting and going online, people may buy a certain product, but you don't have that real core engagement, or people. It's easier to do that than to have like an email list where it's like, hey, here's a survey, reply to this survey. But if you have somebody like telling you, this is what I like if you had this, I would buy this. That to me seems to be more meaningful than, you know, just aimless surveys or trying to figure it out, or doing a product because somebody else is doing a product. But those are things that, you know, you kind of learn along the way, and trying to find our core products that we will carry, and just marketing those and building a client base around that, I think will be something
better for us.
Yeah, it'll be something better in the future. And so we don't want to have like 10 million products.
Yeah, no, that's too much happening.
You know, a lot of the places that you go, or I guess restaurants that serve everything really don't specialize in anything. So
Yeah, they don't.
we want to specialize in good coffee that is fresh and that will not make you have to run to the bathroom.
Yeah, for ours actually does not.
So
which is really good.
When you drink the coffee, you can
be walking around.
Go walk around and do
fine.
other things. You don't have to be like, oh, well, it's been 10 minutes and I go to the bathroom, because we don't have any extra additives in it. It's just filtered water and coffee.
Right.
And so the other stuff that we have, like additive wise, that would only be once you put it in there. So if you're putting that stuff into your coffee,
and that's why
then
you
that's why you got to use the restroom. For me personally, as I've started to get older, you know, being, I wouldn't say fully lactose intolerant, but not lactose inclined, any sort of hot dairy of any kind, definitely I can't do. And, you know, there are substitutes to that, like almond milk, and you know, we had some stuff here that was that I really liked, which was lactose free, like milk that was shelf stable, and that stuff worked pretty good. I think that was definitely the go-to. But you want to have an enjoyable experience, you know, with the coffee brand. We want the word to get out. Not trying to grow, you know, to 1 million orders overnight.
Right.
Just want to grow correctly and have, you know, the brand grow the right way and have us learn things that we can help it grow and be able to have time to pivot and change those items. So, like, let's say we had a rush of orders overnight. I mean, with our coffee being, you know, freshly roasted, that would be kind of difficult at the current moment.
Right.
But if we had just consistent growth and we're like, okay, this product is starting to take off, maybe we should focus a little more attention to this product, or, you know, this product's not really doing it. Like on our website, we had sample packs, and sample packs really were not selling. And then also with the mentality that we saw there, which was like, the name sample is it's a cheaper item.
It's supposed to be
it's supposed to be free. Basically, people are saying it's supposed to be free. You have smaller margins on it.
So that's
it's like you're making less money, but it's like, are you really getting a customer from that? I kind of look at it similar to the way of day trading, because I'm a day trader. You know, once you trade using paper money, it is completely different than when you trade using real money. You know, when you have skin in the game, you have real money. Even if you're a new entrepreneur, you know, you may be a new entrepreneur and, you know, have a website and, you know, be running your website using the trial of Shopify or, you know, whatever service, Wix or whatever service you're using.
Right.
And have, you know, your 2 or 3 products on there. And then, you know, once those monthly fees start to come in and start to add up, you know, that's skin in the game. But if you have, you know, your company and, you know, you filed your LLC, but you ain't got a website, you ain't talk to customers, you ain't got no email marketing list. I mean, you just literally have the legal entity and the bank account. To me, that's not really skin in the game. And that's no knock to a lot of entrepreneurs that are out there. It's not a diss to you all. I mean, I have, you know, done multiple companies. I currently still have a company that I have skin in the game. It's still not really, it's not profitable at all, but it's still a skin in the game sort of thing. It's kind of one of those, like, you know, you're fully invested and you don't want to spread yourself too thin on a lot of those things as well. But, you know, ultimately, I think it was a great experience. Met a lot of new people. It was the first time I'd ever been to downtown Manchester.
Yeah, I've never been.
I mean, we've been in Tullahoma for 4 years now and never been to Manchester, which, if you look at the map, they're literally like down the road from each other.
Right.
So people are like, what the heck? That doesn't make any sense to me. I've had no need to go there.
Right, but it's actually nice.
All.
We did meet.
Yeah, I met some nice people. Was also nice to see some people who were saying like, oh, I bought Black Rifle just because it's available.
But
I like this coffee
yours is
better.
better, yeah.
So that was nice to see as well. I think our next steps, trying to get a cold brew product up and ready, and also get items available on Amazon.
Right.
So those are kind of our next two big goals. Probably be the end of Q1 to get that stuff going.
We can do extra. We can do some more extra pop-ups.
Yeah, do some more pop-ups. We have one pop-up that we're trying to do in December. And then also after December and Q1 in January, we're going to be going back to reach out to the Beechcraft Museum. So Beechcraft is a huge plane manufacturer back in the day, and they sold the company, but they have a museum here, and some of the founding members of that company still live here in Tullahoma. So that's something that would be excited to try to get involved with, and be able to sponsor that and give them some products. But we want to kind of have some core products available to give them, and really have our recipes down and our marketing down, and then also have it availability wise. So our website to me is kind of the first step, but majority of people buy things from like Walmart now, or Publix, or Amazon. So
yeah,
I know for me, even when I look at products, I'm like, oh, that's a cool product I saw on TikTok, and I immediately typed it into Amazon.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, it's on Amazon, okay, I can buy it. But if I go and type the product in, and it doesn't pop up, or a listing of it pops up on a personal website, like someone else's website, it's not that I'm hesitant to buy it. It's just like, oh, okay, it's not on Amazon. So it kind of makes it look like it's a smaller company than, and that's just for products. I mean, that's not for services. I mean, there are people who do different things, but products wise, I feel like that's how everybody looks at things. Like if you go and buy detergent or something, you're like, okay, how much is it at Target? How much is it at Walmart? Or, oh, they got it at Publix? Okay, I got it at Publix anyway to get something. Like they assume it's at these different retailers, but in, being a small business trying to grow into a bigger business, those are all steps. And so you have to go and kind of prove yourself on Amazon, and then once you get those numbers,
and in places in general.
Yeah, in places in general, word of mouth. This I think was our first kind of social proof run that
really works.
Yeah, we're a serious business, and that we're trying to get the word out, and that our product is good. I mean, we can say, as owners ourselves, like, oh, this is really good coffee. This is the best coffee I have. And you're like, you're supposed to say that because it's yours. But when other people tell you that, they validate, like, oh, this is really good.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's really nice to hear that. So I think, it was very successful.
Right track.
My goal was one sale. And so
we definitely
I had a very
so
low expectation of one sale. And to me, it was more of a marketing thing to just go out there and talk to people and understand what they think about coffee, or why they drink coffee, or why they don't drink coffee, or why they used to, but they're thinking about coming back to coffee. I think the last lesson learned thing is a POS.
We definitely wanted those.
We didn't have a POS, so we just did cash only. And so it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt us because the people who really wanted it went and got cash. They went and found cash some sort of way.
But
I think there would have been a lot more people who would have came. I think there were about 5 or 6 that I remember, customers who were like, "Oh, I just got card. I can't really do anything for you."
Which is okay, but it's like.
But it's like, we
could have had that for extra,
Right. So I think that was good for our first event.
Yeah, it was definitely nice.
Definitely gonna try to record it a lot better.
Yes.
If there's less wind.
It was extra windy.
I mean, the wind was kind of ridiculous. It would have knocked over the stand.
Yeah.
And we did have. Okay, this is something else I want to say. We're very thankful for the people that came.
Yeah, we're very thankful for that.
Rosa and Whitney and Cordell came to visit.
The whole time.
They stayed
for the whole time. So that was very nice.
It was good to have people that who are there that you could talk to.
Take up extra time, really.
And, you know, allow you to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, if you had to
watch
go.
the stand.
Yeah,
while
to watch
you
your
went.
stuff.
So
really.
that was really nice. So thank you all for coming.
Very much.
It definitely meant a lot to me and to Tay to have people that we know come and support. Also, you know, with the mailing list, we'll try to mail these items out way in advance if we're doing something. This was kind of we knew ourselves, kind of spur of the moment, but I think we only sent it out like a week or so, or 2 weeks in advance, and we weren't emailing it to everybody. So
yeah,
we were only emailing it to a certain amount of people. So
the subscribe people. Yeah,
our reach was not that far as people who have been customers in the past who could have came. So definitely we will do that next time and try to sit the word out so people can make sure to go follow us on TikTok, Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you're seeing this video. And then also sign up for the mailing list. That'll definitely, the newsletter, that'll definitely help as well. That'll tell you about all the products that are coming out. And then also the events that we're doing. We love to see everybody at these events, whether you buy something or not.
Take pictures.
Just come and take pictures and talk to us, you know, about what you all like in coffee, what you don't like in coffee. Just come show support. You know, this is not we're not in this to be multi-billionaires. This is kind of a hobby thing at the current moment that we're still learning. We're still learning, so we're not too uptight that we're like, oh no, I can't talk to you.
Right.
Like if somebody's like, hey, I saw your video on YouTube, I thought I'd come to your event. Like, thank you. We'd love to talk to you about what you think about the coffee, and you know, what are things that you would like to see. You know, the decaf thing, I mean, that was awesome to hear, but you know, ultimately we're here to serve customers, so your opinions are very valuable, and we want to hear more from you all. So there'll definitely be more videos in the future talking about some of the things that are going on. May potentially do some product releases once they come out as well. Trying to figure out how to set that up. And then also probably do a video launching the stuff once it comes to Amazon. So definitely look out for that in the future. I think it's going to be a very interesting Q1 and Q2 next year. So we will see how that works. Make sure you comment down below. Tell us what type of coffee that you like. Do you like dark roast, medium roast? Do you like extra stuff in your coffee? Do you like hazelnut? We had one guy who bought hazelnut. One person. No one touched the hazelnut creamer. They were like, oh, what is this? I thought this was caramel.
Exactly.
But one guy ordered a iced coffee and hazelnut.
And nobody else did.
Shocked. Like, because no one else.
Stunned.
The only one that they did was caramel and vanilla. So we had caramel, vanilla, and hazelnut. And one person ordered hazelnut. So
big bottle.
Yeah, tell us down below what you guys like in your coffee. You like vanilla, hazelnut? Do you like, you know, specialty creamers? Do you like no creamers? A lot of people like their coffee straight. They just wanted just hot coffee, which, you know, works for a lot of people. But you know, just let us know. Make sure you comment down below. Follow us on social medias. And we'll see you guys on the next video. You know, if you got a business out there, make sure to shout it out down below in the comment section too. If you got a business, put your business down below. Use this link to share your small business and hopefully spread the word to other small businesses. They'll go look you up. I think entrepreneurship is possible for anybody out there. Just gotta work at it. Put your mind to it. Don't be afraid to go out there and meet people. Don't think that oh, well, I don't know how to do it, so it can't be done. There's a lot of stuff that we know how to do.
There's lots. And now?
And it was like, just figure it out. And it was like, put it out there. Put it out there for the world to see. And, you know, if they like it, they like it. Then you doing something right. If they don't, figure out why. Fix it. I mean, that's all business. It's not that serious. And also don't focus on the money. I feel like if you're starting a business and you're like, man, I need to make $1,000 a week.
Well, that's already.
If you're already starting off, you're like, I need to make $1,000 a week. Then you need to get into day trading. You don't need to be in entrepreneurship business, or just go get a job. You make $1,000 a week at a job somewhere, maybe 2 jobs, but
maybe 3
or 3 jobs. But I mean, it can be done
for $1,000. You better have.
I mean, unless you're doing something crazy like OnlyFans or something.
Okay, we're on target.
All right, but all right, good luck to all you entrepreneurs out there, and I'll see you guys, or we'll see you guys
in the next video.
Peace.
Peace.